Hello, beautiful stars. This is Gwendolyn, and this is going to be your Tarotscope for November. I'm doing a bunch of different things this month. I want to talk a little bit about Venus in retrograde. Venus went into retrograde in Scorpio at the beginning of October, and it's going to be in retrograde until mid-November, and then it goes back into Libra. And this can really be a powerful time. It can really bring things out of the depths. Venus is the planet of love, money, values, things that we value in life. And Scorpio represents diving deep. It represents going deep into the mystery of things, where things regenerate. It can be going into the shadow. It's the murky waters. And I always think of a Star Wars reference when I think of Scorpio. It's like when Luke is going into the forest where things are scary and he's confronting his shadow self. And it's often when we dive into those murky waters that we find the pearls. It's just like diamonds are enclosed in carbon and coal, and you have to sort of dig away all that stuff, all of our shadow stuff, our core wounds, our fears, our coping mechanisms, all of that stuff is what Scorpio is about. Scorpio is able to go dive deep into that intensity, is able to traverse into those murky waters. And so with Venus being in Scorpio, it's about seeing where the depths are in the way that love shows up for us. And it's almost like unearthing all of that hidden stuff, all the stuff that maybe we keep buried inside. And it's an opportunity for release of that. I often see Scorpio as, sort of a volcanic force. It's like a Pele force in the Hawaiian tradition, where it's volcano energy coming up that purges and burns away everything. It can be destructive. But its function is to create new land, to create new fertile land. And if we look at Venus, Venus rules Taurus and Libra. And Taurus is terra firma, above ground, what we see on the surface. And Scorpio is what's below the surface, subterranean. So when Venus is going down into Scorpio, it's sort of like stirring up those waters of what's underneath. It's requiring us to dive deep, look for those pearls, look for those gems, and release all that stuff. And it almost builds a tension, so that when we pull back and keep, stirring up those waters, maybe it's creating confusion, maybe it's creating more mystery, maybe it's creating more wounds being released, more purging, but it's almost creating a tension that gets pulled back, so that when we emerge into Sagittarius, that's like an arrow we've been pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling, it shoots us forward. And Libra is all about equanimity, harmony, grace, order. That's where Venus is headed. So right now we have the Sun in Scorpio, we have Venus in Scorpio in retrograde. Venus is going to be going into Libra. Also in retrograde, that's where it's going to go back direct in harmony, in grace, in balance, in order. And then the Sun's going to charge forward into Sagittarius. So this whole Scorpio period, although it may feel intense, and that's gone from October 5th again to mid-November, it's an intense time. It's bringing up all that, purging all that, I just look at it as carbon. It's like the murky waters. What are our wounds about? We're going down deep into the depths. That's what Scorpio is about. And even if it feels intense, what it's doing is it's cleansing us. For Venus to go into Libra, it's harmonizing and balancing, clearing away all the gunk, so that we can go forward with grace and equanimity and harmony and clarity and balance. And then it also is prepping us for this period where the sun's going into Scorpio, which is full of optimism. It's full of truth-telling. It's full of exploration. It is the traveler, the explorer. So it's also about the archer. So it's shooting forward. So if you're going through turbulent times right now, that's Scorpio energy. That is having the courage to dive deep, having the courage to go into that forest, face your fears, and befriend the shadow, and walk out of the forest with it, heal it. So that's what's going on, everybody. I am going to be holding up the cards this month. I usually just show the surface, and I have these makeup bags that I keep my cards in. I love them. These are from Ipsy. I really like those. But I think this month I'm going to use the Waite. So I just wanted to say that as we are going through Scorpio season, and also with Venus retrograding in Scorpio and Libra, be gentle with yourselves. Know that this is a purging. It's a having the courage to look at our wounds and to go through those murky waters, to confront the shadow self and maybe heal those, so that when we move forward with Venus in Libra, we have that harmony, that balance. We were able to release and purge some of that. And that when the sun moves into Sag, we've got that optimistic, carefree, straight shooting, you know, we've drawn the bow back. The amount of work that we do, we'll draw the bow back to shoot it forward, and we'll go forward to the extent that we do the work. So that's the preparation for this month. And also, I've been doing a lot of work with Ho'oponopono. It's a beautiful prayer. It's a beautiful practice. And if you're interested in doing some healing work, it's just 4 steps. It's very simple. It is asking for forgiveness. Actually, the first one is saying, I'm sorry. So it's repentance. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you, gratitude, appreciation, and then love. So I love you. So the practice, you can focus on anything, whether it's something that you want to heal within yourself, something that it can be applied to anything. So it is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Try that out and see if it doesn't create magic and miracles and healing in your world, both for you and others. So anyway, I'm going to go on to each sign. Just want to say that. I want to thank all of you for being here. Welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome back if you're one of my regular stars. Thank you so much for being here and watching, and here comes November. Hello, beautiful Pisces, and welcome to November. This is Gwendolyn. It's been an intense week, hasn't it, with that retrograde of Venus in Scorpio. It's actually been going on since October 5th. And I can definitely feel it. I wonder if you can too. I imagine many of you can. And I'm just trying to balance, you know, things that are logistical or fun or creative. Those 3 different things. It's been interesting. It's been just super crazy busy. So hang on to your hats, Pisces. And we've got Venus going direct, or it's going to be in Libra for a little bit, and then it's going to go direct mid-month, so that Venus retrograde will be over soon, halfway through this month. And just, you know, take this time and opportunity to really gather all those insights from diving deep and going deep into the depths of, you know, Scorpio energy. That's where a lot of insights and wisdom are. So I'm just going to shuffle once more, and we'll get right into November for Pisces. What have we got coming up for Pisces? 3 of Wands. This is the visionary card. This is asking, what is it that you want to create? What's your vision for the future? This is sort of being patient, looking ahead. Are you looking to go to a new place? Are you looking to create something? This is a very creative card. All 3s are creative. So it's a card of creative visualization, so it means having a vision in your mind and beginning to see it clearly so that you can create it here on Earth. I love this card for you. It also just means looking forward, looking ahead, looking at what's coming. You've got 9 of Wands in reverse, so this can be trying to, I call this my cool hand Luke card. So it means getting knocked down and getting back up. But it can be trying to not be defensive. Nine of Wands in the upright can be a very defensive, paranoid posture, like, oh, I've got to always look over my shoulder, I've got to see what's coming next, keep getting knocked down, getting back up. But in the reverse position, it may be that you're trying to let go of some of that. Or you may not see how that is impeding, any sort of defensive posture is impeding your forward progress. Let's see what else is coming up. Ten of Swords. You're completing a cycle on something. This sometimes means feeling betrayed, feeling stabbed in the back, literally. But really what this is, swords always represent knowledge, wisdom, understanding, the way we think about things. So Ten of Swords means letting go of negative thinking. You've come to a place where you're bottomed out, where that way of thinking no longer serves you. And in my particular case, I can relate to this in terms of humility. I think I've been learning a lot of things about humility this year, and that's actually quite a gift. So when you come to this place, often a phrase that I think of with this card is it's always darkest before the dawn. And if you've been discovering some things about your shadow self with the Scorpio energy, it may be time to let that go. This is sort of like the death of the old you. And I don't know why, but I'm really responding to this yellow stripe here. I've been feeling a lot of joy lately, and it's sort of like the dark night of the soul is over. I love that for you, Pisces, for November. It's almost like the night is done and the new day is dawning. So if you've been going through anything with all those retrogrades that we had over the summer, Pluto especially in retrograde, this is like saying, okay, you're done. You're completed. Here's the dawn. It's just, you can just begin to see it coming here. So I love that for you. And then we've got Eight of Wands, rapid communication. This is like when the last puzzle piece clicks into place. This is things being 80 to 90% lined up. Rapid communication, news, information, communication across the airwaves or over the phone or computer or in any way that information comes to you. It's also Cupid's arrows of love, so some of you may be experiencing that as well, and it's rapid movement. It's sort of seeing, what I'm seeing is that as this completes and wraps up and you let go of these old ways of thinking, this could either be your thoughts or someone else's thoughts. You just sort of like, I'm letting that go, that's completing, I'm wrapping that up, that night is done. This rapid movement comes in, and notice most of your cards for the opening of November are Wands, which is all about, you know, optimism, inspiration, action, things happening. You know, this card right here is a little bit about waiting and envisioning things, but it's in preparation for things to happen, and this is communication. So I love that for you, Pisces. It's like after this wraps up, you know, Ten of Swords, you let go of those old thoughts, that old way of thinking, rapid movement, rapid communication, things coming at you quickly, things happening in a moment, things happening fast. So that's the opening of November that I see for you. What else? Yeah, Eight of Coins, working steadfastly on things, sitting at your workbench, whistling while you work, making things happen, having an eye on your finances. And this is a very productive card. So some of you may be working on your business. Some of you may be working on a creative project. I always think of this as the artist in their workshop as well. So this means producing results, especially financially beneficial results, through your dedication to your craft or what it is that you work on, to your vocation. So love that for you there as well. Nine of Cups in reverse. Nine of Cups in reverse means that this is in the upright position. This is wish fulfillment, satisfaction. In the reverse position, it's like it's all here for you, but you may have some fear, doubt, or resistance to remove in order for that wish to come to you. This is happiness and pleasure. It's being satisfied. Nine is quite a large number of cups to appear on a card, so it's a huge amount of just feeling emotionally full, feeling satisfied. And with it in reverse, there's just some level of fear, doubt, or resistance that you may need to let go of in order for this to show up in the upright position for you. So what fear, doubt, or resistance do you need to remove, Pisces, in order to experience this Nine of Cups? Does it have to do with any amount of defensiveness? Because these two are appearing in the same column and both in reverse. It's sort of like saying if you can get rid of any of this thoughts or this feeling of feeling defensive, feeling paranoid, feeling like the survivor, like I keep getting knocked down, I have to keep getting back up, have to keep looking over my shoulder. If you can let go of that, this is what shows up. So I really think that whatever fear, doubt, or resistance that's related to this is related to this as well. See if you can clear this out and this comes in. What else we have showing up for Pisces? Ace of Cups, new love. It's so funny that this is showing up in the middle of the month, right as Venus goes direct. It's almost like things do a huge turnaround, like a 180. It's almost like a planet going from reverse motion to direct motion, which is what Venus is doing, the planet of love. If things felt like they've been going backwards, all of a sudden they go forward, new beginning, ace of love and emotion, new presentation or offer of love. It's sort of like things have been going like this, you know, dark night of the soul, thinking a certain way, feeling like maybe things are draining you, to rapid movement, 180, you know, from stop to go. So I really love it for you in the middle of the month. Look at these Cups cards. Wish fulfillment here, and Ace of Cups, new love. New, feeling like your heart is overfull. It's overflowing. It's sort of like, I call this card my cup runneth over. And it's a beautiful card of, you know, peace, joy, feeling fulfilled, new love. It's a gift from the divine. And all you have to do is put your hand out to receive it. So I love that for you, Pisces. Really funny, again, showing up right as Venus is going direct. It's also directly under this card, so it's saying this has to happen first. It has to clear out all the old stuff, which is that Venus in Scorpio is all about, in order to make room for this Venus in Libra. Grace, peace, order, balance, equanimity, mutuality, reciprocity. It's beautiful love energy. And then what we have next for Pisces coming up is Death in reverse. So there's something that you may be trying to let go of, or something that's transforming. Sometimes when I see Death in reverse, I ask, what is it that you need to let go of that is old, that's an old story? Oftentimes death is a transformative force, so death and rebirth always go together. It's almost funny, they're here literally side by side. Here's the death, here's the rebirth. But with this in reverse, there's a little bit of, there's a Buddhist quote that says, let go or be dragged. You're really going to have to let go of one old story before you can, or one old chapter, I'll say, before you can let the new chapter in. It's sort of like if you're swinging from rope to rope, you have to let go of the old rope before you can swing to the new one. So see what it is. What's the old energy? Is there any old chapter that you need to let go of, Pisces, in order to make room for this beautiful new love offering, this new chapter? And then next we have, as we head towards the end of the month, we've got Three of Cups in reverse. So if there was any third-party situation that may be ending, for you Pisces, this could be celebrations, being in a festive mood, feeling joy. There's a little bit of, because it's in reverse, there's a little bit of fear, doubt, or resistance, like, can I just go ahead? Can I believe that all this happiness is coming to me? Sometimes in the reverse, Three of Cups is gossip, and it's, you know, external people who, I call it the peanut gallery. So it may be that as you experience this cup of love offering and this death of the old chapter, there may be some people who are noticing it and talking about it, but I really see this as like an end of multiple people being involved. It's really just about this focus on love, which is wonderful, this new chapter, and this transformation of this old thing, this old chapter closing out. Sort of like just turning the page. Yeah, Ace of Coins in reverse. So this is a new, solid, steady foundation. It's a gift from the universe. This can be an invitation. It's usually an invitation into this garden of a new way of living, a new lifestyle. It's a new gateway that you can walk into, and it usually involves stability, security. It's a coins card, it's an earth card, so it's saying it's something that you can rely upon. It's tangible, you've got it in your hand, it's solid. And here with 2 aces in November, beautiful new money, new love. I mean, these two go together. It's sort of like saying this new gift is here and for the taking. Now this one's in reverse. So this one says you might have some fear, doubt, or resistance to receiving this new thing that the divine wants to give you. It may be a question of, am I worthy to receive this? Am I ready to receive this? Can I manage this? Can I handle this? You may need to remove whatever blocks you have towards receiving this beautiful thing, because look at both of these. I mean, they're just... It's funny how they're even coming from different directions here. It's sort of like the universe is saying, here, I've got all of this for you. Can you receive it? In the love position, it looks like you are very ready for that. With the lifestyle, money, benefit, opportunity, there may be a little bit of clearing that you have to do in terms of being ready to receive that. And I've been working again with that Hawaiian prayer, Ho'oponopono, which says, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. That will clear out any of your resistance to receiving that. Kind of reminds me of the Rumi quote that says, you know, our job is to just remove any blocks to love within us. Then we've got 7 of Coins in reverse. The waiting is over. This is lovely. There may have been something that you had been putting time and attention and energy into. This is the Farmer card, and this is the Harvest. So when it's in this position, it means patience, waiting, reconsidering things, thinking things over, you know, just watching that fruit or that harvest ripen. But in the reverse position, it's saying the wait is over. You don't have to think about it anymore. It's doing its thing. The natural course of action is happening. The universe is saying, okay, here it is. Are you ready to receive it? Can you just put out your hand so I can give this to you? I love that for you, Pisces. Towards the end of the month, you know, the waiting's over. And then last but not least, Tower. Big change. Sudden change. This is something that you might not see coming. This can be either a very, very welcome and happy surprise, or it could be something that just jolts you out of your seat. Usually Tower comes from some place that we don't see it coming, but it's a big change that breaks down the old foundations, I look at Tower as heavy cement. And it's really, I often see Tower as a card of freedom. It is the natural forces tearing down the structure that keeps you confined. And it breaks everything open. And then what comes after this is Star, which is renewal, new life, regeneration. It's sort of like the feeling of this being the storm or the rain, and Star comes next, which with all of its feelings of renewal. It's that feeling like after a storm comes and like purges everything, clears everything. It's also very similar to, this is very much Scorpio energy, so it's similar to that Venus in Scorpio and breaking things open in order to get to Venus in Libra, which is about balance, grace, and order. And often when I see Tower, I think, you know, breakdowns precede breakthroughs. Sometimes we have to release ourselves from the old way of thinking. You know, it echoes this card, Ten of Swords. The old way of being, the old way of thinking. Letting go of that which drains us, does not serve us. Any thoughts that are not productive, that do not give us life. Tower will help you break away from those things. And it busts things open so that Leonard Cohen has this great quote. I think it says something like, you know, the cracks are where the light gets in. That's not exactly the exact quote, but it's something about how when things are broken open, it's the cracks where the light comes in. So that's kind of what Tower energy is about. It breaks things apart so that new fresh energy can come in. So I love that. It looks like November is going to be a beautiful, exciting, fun, gift-bearing month for you Pisces. And it may start slow at first. It may just be about patiently waiting. This card is called Waiting for Your Ships to Come In. So it may just be about creating a vision of what it is that you want and letting go of any defensiveness, any fear, any paranoia, any struggle, letting go of old ways of thinking, negative thoughts, things that slow you down, things that drain you, and welcoming in this new rush of energy, this new rush of communication, information, Cupid's arrows of love, along here with Ace of Cups, new beginning in love, my cup runneth over, letting go of old stories, old chapters, so that you can welcome in this new transformation. And again, with two aces here in November, beautiful gifts. Even though this one's got a reversal, you may need to do some clearing in terms of fear, doubt, or resistance to let that in. And also with this Nine of Cups here, it's in reverse. So again, fear, doubt, or resistance. Can you actually believe this thing is here? Can you receive it and accept it? Hopefully you can. You know, hopefully you can say yes to what the universe is trying to give to you. A lot of it is going to be you surrendering. You know, being responsible and working away at what you need to. These are your responsibilities, making sure your ducks are in a line, making sure that your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted, and then not really worrying about what anyone else has to say, not worrying about external chatter. It looks like the waiting's over for you, Pisces. So be ready for a fun, exciting, you know, liberating end of November. There's going to be big changes ahead, both with Death and with Tower. Those signify big change, and look what's coming in. Ace of Cups, Ace of Coins. So enjoy that, Pisces. I love that for you for November. As always, if you enjoyed this reading, feel free to give it a thumbs up or share it with another Pisces. If you'd ever like to book a reading with me, you can do so. I'll have a link up above where those flowers are. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Yours in the stars.